Hello, sir. So let's start to discuss my custom pitch program that I have developed. I basically pitched airport management system, the basic layout for airport management system. Obviously, it's not a full-fledged management system. So let's start discussing it. So I have developed this particular program, the management system, using the core concepts of object-oriented programming language. We are using C# as in to implement object-oriented programming techniques. So starting off, I have used classes in my code to give each entity a particular set of I have developed based on classes to give each entity a separate code to make it more readable. Then I have also used properties, which are basically used to define the attributes of objects within these classes that I have created for each of the entities in an airport management system. So speaking about the pillars of programming, the object-oriented programming, which is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. Starting off with encapsulation. Basically, in this program, encapsulation is sorry about that. In this program, encapsulation is demonstrated by using private or protected, not particularly in this program, but encapsulation is used, like implemented in a program, by using private or protected, public, etc. Access modifiers to give a particular controllable access of the data and the properties within the code. So in this example, I have used access modifiers in overall in all of the classes, but specifically if we talk about the flights class, in which I am like declaring all the data that I will need from the user. So this access modifier basically maintains the data integrity and controlled access of these objects, the variables, in all classes, in all program overall. Moving further, then inheritance, basically inheritance and polymorphism. Let's talk about both of them in together. So I have not used the inheritance and polymorphism in this program, as I said that this is just a basic structure of an airport management system. So I didn't feel any of the need for both of them, which is why I didn't use them. But never mind, inheritance is basically a technique to allow new classes, which we can say child classes or subclasses, to use the properties of a parent or a base class. Same goes for polymorphism. So that it allows objects of different classes to be treated as objects of the common base class. So they both basically provides flexibility and extensibility in the code. Moving further, I have used abstraction, one of the OOP technique. In this case, you can see I have used the abstraction in flight class and in passenger class as well, and in resource class as well, airport resource. I use the abstraction to manage all of these data into separate classes. So this particular separations basically makes the code more simplified and more maintainable. Then let me discuss all the classes I have created in this program. The user interface class is basically a console-based user interface for a user to take the user input based on the details provided on the screen. Let's run the program and discuss that. skm.net run. Waiting on the program to run. As you can see that we can see a menu for our airport management system to select option to run the program further. Let's add a flight. Let's give it a hypothetical number which will be EK123, adding a departure date and a time in the specified format, which is, let's take today's date, which is 27 September, and the flight will depart on 4, and the flight will arrive at 2023, the next day, 28th September at 12. Let's add the gate for that. As you can see, the flight is added into the system. To check on the flight, if it is added, we can select display flight option, which will show us the flight details that have been already added. We can also add passenger. Let's say it's Danish, age is 23, account information should be a number. As you can see, the passenger is added as well. Let's add a resource now, which will be trolleys. Resources can be anything: trolleys, gates, any pens, desktops, anything that have been used in the inside the airport or the security systems, etc. As you can see, the trolley is added, the resource is added into the system. Now let's add one more flight, which will be SK123. Departure time will be, date and time will be 29. Arrival time will be, as you can see, I have not added on any of the time. I'll show you what it does if I do not add any of the time in the program. So once we do that, you can see that another flight is added, but there's no time in it. But when as we didn't add any of the time, that's the display of user input we gave. But if we display the flight, we can see that there is a time. So basically it assumes that if there is no time, it assumes that the time will be 12 AM by default. So that's all on my end. Thank you. Let's exit the program. Thank you.